Hello world, hello the very few but much appreciated subscribers to my channel, and hello to everyone who's still lurking around my channel after watching my last two videos about the Godot engine. Picture me a surprised bird. I would have never expected the reactions on those videos when I hit that damned upload button last Friday. As I stated in a few comments already here and there, and also yesterday, fixed at the top of the comment section as a pinned post in both of the videos, I was sadly not aware of Godot's community being on fire, and I was busy with the creation of those videos when all of this stuff happened. I already planned to shoot them for a longer time and pretty much had all the material prepared already. Well, it's all water under the bridge. I don't mind people voicing out their opinions in my comment sections, and the opinions to be as divided as they are currently, I guess it cannot be helped. Just remember to please stay friendly with each other. After doing a little bit of news catching up, I also got encouraged to engage with my own opinion on a few of your comments, but I couldn't go into all of them and answer to all of them. It just was too overwhelming. And many of those I just left them as they are. What also struck me a little weird from all these comments was that I felt very urged to pick either side, either Godot or Redot. Is that how you say it, Redot nowadays? I guess. And it felt like if I don't switch to the camp of Redot, I was being made to be a total scumbag for supporting Godot. And I just wanted to point out here that I formed the decision that I'm not going to support either of those game engines, and I will pretty much stay neutral. What I will stay a strong advocate for is the existence of an open source and free to use game engine, and that stance will remain strong. If you watch my last two videos, Godot and Redot are pretty much basically interchangeable in between them as a term. That is, if you're willing to see the underlying message, which was meant to be there, that a free engine on the game engine market or in the game engine industry has a very bright and valuable future ahead of it. It doesn't matter who the strong player is, that in the end fits that role. At that point, it was just Godot, and at this point, it seems there can be either a Godot or a Redot, or maybe they all crash and there's going to be a third party. But many of you who follow this channel will probably ask the question now, how will this channel go forward when it has been heavily based on Godot? Well, my current view is that it will probably be doing content for both, especially because in the beginning, the video for one of these engines will most likely serve the other as well. They are still very much in parallel, and this is made quite clear if you listen to this conversation in the X space where they talked about the kickoff of the Redot engine, however you call it. Just listen in.
If Godot decides that what we're doing for the engine is useful and helpful, we encourage them to please take in these changes, because these are the kind of pressure that can be very healthy for both engines going forward. We're not going to be shy about using things that they've produced any more than they should be shy from using things that we have implemented as well.
You know, there's obviously a lot of flack flying around and questions about why we forked, why we're doing this, you know, all this kind of stuff. And, you know, you hate Godot and this and that. And the simple answer to that is no, we absolutely do not hate Godot, or we would not have forked it. If you hate something, you don't fork it. You just go build something different.
That's true.
We loved Godot enough to fork it. And, you know, if some of the community feel like we're doing something good, then, you know, they'll support it. But there's plenty of room for both projects.
We can't, we have limited resources. And so at the end of the day, we're going to need to really focus our team's efforts on areas in which we can make the most impact for our dollar, essentially, for lack of a better term. And so we really want to make sure that gets taken care of in a way that helps focus community resources as much as possible.
So we don't want to make any heavy changes to core, because that then allows us to pull from upstream and get features and things that they're adding in, and then develop things on the side that we'll either develop as modules so that they can be put in if say someone goes to download Redot, it'll basically pull modules automatically so that when you open it, you'll have our finished product instead of having to go on a store or somewhere and pull stuff by yourself. Our intention is to try to keep the core Godot for as long as possible because that just makes our job easier, especially as we're just getting rolling. And then any fixes and stuff, yeah, we're gonna try to merge PRs. But initially we're going to try to merge things that won't break core. Does that make sense? We don't want to create an issue where we're an early fork and then suddenly we are so far away from core that we can't just pull their fixes and their merges.
Yeah, and I think it's important to remember that we want to make this maximally compatible so that devs who are interested in joining and engaging with our engine and want to move over from Godot will have an easy way of doing that. Drew, what version are we going to be coming out with our first build?
So currently we are 4.4 dev, so we're essentially on the cutting edge. Although we're also planning on releasing the stable branches 4.3, 3.6, I think.
So as you can hear, the development is intended to be very much parallel to each other. Redot is going to launch its version 4.3, just as we have the Godot version 4.3, and Redot is planning on not touching the core of the engine, so that the updates that are coming with the 4.4 version of Godot can be taken and adapted to the Redot version as well. Reasons are simple and easy to understand. They are in the beginning of something. They don't have the capacity, nor are they trained as a team to just push something entirely on their own. And I think it's a very smart decision. This leads for me to the decision that there's no reason to pick one side. So I guess that my point here basically is there's going to be people that use Godot. There's people that will switch to Redot. And for me, I don't see that there would be a reason to pick either side, especially when content can help both of them the same way. It will also be especially beneficial for some and interesting for many to get to know the differences between these two engines so that it can spark a decision in them to decide whether to change to one engine or to the other. That's already the breakdown of things for me and where I'm currently standing. And I hope you can understand that in the current situation and the state of affairs that we are in, making any content about Godot or Redot is a little bit pointless because you get review bombed either way. So I will pause uploading anything until things have settled down a little bit. Until then, I have a project that I'm working on my own, so I'm looking forward to that, and I also prepare already some material for the next videos that I upload. Until then, keep creating awesome games and see you in a few weeks.